Hello, my name is Cheyenne Dawson, and today I'm here to propose a very important question for you. Can you imagine your life without the innate ability to breathe? The oxygen in your body all of a sudden not providing you with the air that you need to survive. This is the case currently, or will be the case, in Miami-Dade County. My implementation and my program brings light to tree implementation in Miami-Dade County. To shed a light on this, I have a quote from Jane Goodall. She says, "There's too many of us. It's a planet of finite resources, and we are just using them up." And that's going to mean so much suffering in the future. And if you don't know or understand what Ms. Goodall means here, I am here to help you understand. The urban forest in Miami-Dade County is one of the largest in the state, and it's also rapidly diminishing at a very alarming rate. Urban forest is composed of all the trees, palm, and all vegetation life forms on human settlements. This includes public property and private. Miami-Dade County alone has over 1,000 different species of trees, 107 subsects, and 90 genera life forms. Now, the challenges that face the trees in Miami-Dade County are as follows. Hurricanes and tree destruction has been the #1 cause of the diminishing and deteriorating trees that we have in Miami-Dade County. Have you walked outside and noticed there's not as many trees as there was 10 years ago? And that should scare you. The power of the windstorms that come through these hurricanes have the ability to take down thousands of trees, especially in the urban areas and neighborhoods. The trees split and lose their limbs, which means they do not regenerate. They never grow back. Cleanup after the hurricanes have taken down all the trees costs Florida millions of dollars. Have you ever walked outside after a storm and seen the trees that take down power lines littered all across the street? The second challenge that we see facing the deteriorating trees in Miami-Dade is the lack of proper maintenance of these trees. Improper pruning is the second largest cause of the missing trees that we have in this county. Pruning happens and is the process of taking the tree's roots that are damaged. But did you know that this process is very hazardous if not done correctly, which is the case that we see here in Miami-Dade. Hat racking and lion tailing are the two biggest hazards of pruning. Pruning, fertilization, and mulching also happens in the lack of maintenance in these trees. These hazardous actions also aid in the ailment of the trees. Ripping the limbs and not knowing how to do it properly means the trees do not get to grow. The roots are never in the ground, and if we keep this up, we won't have enough trees to produce the oxygen that we need. The third largest challenge is the construction damage here in Miami-Dade. I know that you see the construction when you're on the highway. And did you know thousands and thousands of trees were taken down to build all of the skyscrapers that we see here? Mechanical damage often falls on the limbs of the trees, crushing them, and enables them from putting roots into the ground. The damage from the equipment crushes the roots, and that is not what we need. Paving from the construction also covers up the roots in the ground. So if we continue to do this, can you imagine what our city would look like? This is my tree implementation proposal, specifically for the urban community of Miami-Dade County, where there is a record loss of trees. The first part of this program will allow education and growth to happen. And the first step is by educating the public and local decision makers of this state. By doing this, we will establish rapport and build community, teaching our community the importance of the trees that we have around us, and allowing us to band together to build plots and development for more trees to come in the city. This will provide energy conservation, which will lower costs every month. Implementing these programs also aids when we want to teach people how to prune their trees properly, which previously I spoke about being the second largest challenge in the diminishing trees in our state. Teaching the public how to properly care for the trees long term means the trees have a longer longevity here in Miami-Dade. Planting will be coordinated by our fellow Public Works Department here in Florida and the Department of Transportation, and they will also provide funding. Identifying and planting in areas that are bare are also important, and through this process we will teach people the proper vegetation and for what trees go where. Because did you know that you can plant the wrong tree in the wrong place? Planting trees that are wind tolerant is very important and will help us during our hurricane seasons to ensure that we do not lose as many trees as we do already every year. Wind tolerant trees will also provide safety for our cities and our communities, which after all of this is implemented, this will increase our chances of extra biodiversity, creating lush green trees for more years to come. So my plan, I understand, is a lot, and what plan isn't. But my plan is also cost effective, and here is the plan and the timeline. We want to develop a cost sharing program. This will allow the residents of Miami-Dade County and Florida to assume a maintenance of the tree longevity, and in return, the county will pay to place those trees. Yearly, this entire project will cost $3 million. This money will fund the planting events and pay for the re-education that will be needed to teach people how to properly prune, plant, cultivate, and develop trees in our community. Our ultimate goal stretches over a span of 5 years, initially in the first phase. Success of a newly implemented regulation will be upheld every 3 years to ensure that all policies stay updated. Public support will rise, and in return, we will have more trees in our communities. So have you asked yourself what you can do to help? I just want to reiterate the fact that your oxygen that you're breathing right now is aided by trees outside. And if we cannot protect them, they cannot protect us. Thank you.